Let me tell you, we have seen what has happened in the Gen Z's protests. The gentleman on my right and the lady on my right will tell you the very many good things under Kindiki. They will tell you what he has done to transform the Ministry of Interior, and they'll give credit to him. But everything that has gone wrong under that ministry automatically becomes the problem of the IG. The Kindiki was not involved. So he's involved when it's doing good. He's not involved when it's doing bad. We have never lost such a huge number of young people within such a short time. And here is this person now holding the Bible. We want to swear him in. I wish you well. There's so much blood on his hands. But I'm going to say it here, and I submit to all of us that as a country we need to be asking ourselves, who are we appointing where? And what have they done during the time when they were in office? And what is imputable to them? I will tell you only one thing. For the first time, forget even the Gen Zs who were killed. Article 37 that talks about freedom of association and freedom of whatever, if you want to demonstrate and all, says peaceably and unarmed. For the first time, we saw armed goons with rungus coming out of vehicles, going into demonstrations, not being asked questions, and not being touched by the police. And we also saw, if you remember names like Shakila, young people holding water, an iPhone, and a flag being taken to Central Police Station. But the goons who came with sticks and batons to beat young people were never asked a question in Nairobi, in Eldoret, and in every other town where they went, including Mombasa. That was the first time we saw that. Under whose watch? They will say the IG of police conveniently. But we all know who was in charge of the Ministry of Interior. That is the man who is going to hold the Bible. Most finally, I think as a lawyer, I would submit that Kenya needs to change our laws a bit. Let us remove this thing of the oath of office. Because even in the books of James 5:12 says do not swear by anything. Matthew 5:34, do not swear by anything. Okay. I think we need to remove these things because these are the only people who hold a Bible, say things, and then do the opposite.
Yeah, just hold on that. Let us go to KICC, where our reporter Daniel Kariuki is following up on the preparations as we expect Professor Kithure Kindiki to be sworn in as the Deputy President. Good morning to you, Daniel Kariuki. And from KICC, what is the mood like? What are the preparations that are ongoing? And if you can also just let us know on some of the Kenyans dignitaries who have made their way to KICC, Kariuki.
Thank you very much, Dennis Aseto, and you have said it right. We are here at the KICC. This is where the whole ceremony is going to be taking place as the third deputy president, that is Professor Kithure Kindiki, is sworn into office after the High Court, a 3-judge bench, yesterday approved his swearing in by lifting the conservatory orders that had been issued earlier on, stopping his impeachment, or rather stopping his swearing in ceremony. And what is going to be happening, Aseto, is that Kithure Kindiki is going to be heading to KICC from the Ministry of Interior. Here at the Ministry of Interior, he's going to be bidding farewell to staff members and those who work in the Ministry of Interior before he walks to KICC, where he's going to be sworn into office. And once he is sworn into office, he will then head to the office of the Deputy President, that is at the Harambee House Annex, just opposite the office of the President. That's Harambee House, where he's going to be taking over as the third deputy of the Republic of Kenya. Right now, as we speak, Aseto, what is happening is entertainment as various guests continue to arrive here at this area. Of course, we can see several members of parliament. You can see cabinet secretaries have already arrived. And also from far, I can see some of them Kenya Kwanza government officials, including the Secretary General of the UDA party, that's Hassan Omar, and other officials from the party, the UDA party. And also, as we speak, I can also see some of the members of parliament have already arrived, and also lawyers that were representing the National Assembly, as well as the Deputy President to be sworn in, Kithure Kindiki, in the High Court and also in the Senate, where there was a trial of the trial of the impeachment of the Deputy President, a trial hearing of the impeachment of Deputy President, the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. And of course, I wanted to just engage one or two people before I head to the Ministry of Interior, where we are going to be seeing the Deputy President to be sworn in later on, bid farewell to the staff of the Ministry of Interior. And remember, he is not going to be going into the office because he has already resigned, or rather vacated the office of the Interior CS, so he cannot go back to the office because he is no longer the Cabinet Secretary of Interior Ministry. What he will be doing is just bidding farewell for those they have been working with. But I have some of the representative of the parties here just to hear what they have to say concerning today's celebrations. Thank you very much for joining us here on KTN News. It is a day that Kenya is going once again to be having to record history. It's going to be documenting history as we have the third deputy president under the new constitution. What's your take? And maybe you start by telling us your name.
Thank you so much. First of all, my name is Kariuki Ngonjiri. I represent the young people in the Kenya Kwanza administration, so come from the UDA party. I am particularly excited, as you can say many Kenyans are, because for the first time in the history of this country, we have seen a democratic process, and a process within a political party, all the way to what we have seen in our courts. This is a step that some of the people who fought for the independence of this country were looking forward to. And so I expect that Kenyans now view today as a new beginning, where some of the issues that were in the Kenya Kwanza manifesto in the 2022 election will be given priority, because we are now moving from sideshows to a deputy president who actually is a workaholic and somebody who is willing to deliver for the country. Everyone looks forward to this fresh start, and we are confident in the capacity, in the ability, in the competence, and in the management of the affairs of this country by Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki.
So you've said we've seen a lot of maybe politics in the previous the 2 years that we have seen the Kenya Kwanza administration rule the country. Are you saying that right now you are not going to see politicking? Are you saying that Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, who is going to be taking over as the Deputy President, Kithure Kindiki, is not going to engage in politics? We are not going to see that?
If you look at his history, and having served as the Minister for Interior for 2 years, he's demonstrated that he understands, once given an assignment, of what he needs to do. Look at what he's done in the banditry areas. Look at what he's done to improve securities in those areas. Compare that with the former Deputy President and see the kind of approach towards, addressing public policy. And you can see a difference of like day and night between the two. This one is not a leader who looks at tomorrow as a way, or rather today as a way of advancing the politics of tomorrow. He looks at today as today, and the job that has to be done today. And so that is why everybody, even within government, you can check and see the mood. Everyone is happy. Kenya is happy. We want to see the better plan, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda being activated, and that dream that the president had being actualized, and Kenyans seeing the fruits of whatever we campaign from a perspective of somebody who participated in the formation of the Kenya Kwanza government. I am particularly looking forward to, from day one, Professor Kindiki now assisting the president in the job and the big task ahead of restoring Kenya's economy.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much, Kariuki. That's a youth leader in the UDA party, and of course giving us insights. And expectations that he has concerning Kithure Kindiki as he takes over as the third Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. And of course, today we understand the ceremony is not going to be very long. It's going to be short, as what is going to be happening here is just the swearing in. But of course, what we'll be looking forward to mostly are the speeches that are going to be made here, that are going to be made here by the various leaders, including President William Ruto. We are going to be keen to hear what he's going to talk about. Remember, there has been a great, or rather, there have been silence from President William Ruto concerning the impeachment process, the entire impeachment process of the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and he has never said anything concerning that. And of course, some of the issues that had been raised concerning the impeachment of Deputy President, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, were that he was subordinating his boss. We are going to be looking forward to what President Ruto will talk about in terms of expectations from his new deputy. And what is to be remembered is that Kithure Kindiki was best placed to take over as the running mate of President William Ruto in the 2022 elections. And as much as he was not picked and Rigathi Gachagua was picked, today he takes over as the Deputy President, the position that he would have taken if he was taken as the running mate in the 2022 general elections. And so we are going to be keen, we are going to be following to see what exactly the President will talk about, his expectations on the leadership of Professor Kithure Kindiki, and also the speech of the Deputy President, Kithure Kindiki. What is he going to be talking about, and what he looks forward to do in the Deputy President's office. Remember, Deputy President is the principal assistant of the President, and you remember when President William Ruto took over as the fifth President of the Republic, he had several executive orders that he signed the roles of different leaders, that include the Deputy President. He issued an executive order that gave roles to the Deputy President, then the Rigathi Gachagua, and also roles that were to be performed by the Prime Cabinet Secretary. So definitely today, at least through that executive order, we have a feel of what is expected of Kithure Kindiki as he enters into the Deputy President's role this Friday. And also, we are going also to be keen again to see his performance. Remember, while he was in the Ministry of Interior, a lot has been said, just like the guest that I was having here talked about some of the achievements that the CS, well, in the Ministry of Interior, that's the Deputy President when he was the CS of Interior, some of the achievements that he had, including the bandits fights that the ministry geared to ensure that he had dealt with the bandits that were really disturbing in 8 counties. And so definitely some of the achievements that he has had in the Ministry of Interior, he might also have similar in the Deputy President's office. And so definitely as he takes over those roles that was